Look, I really applaud. Often they'll, if you're going to get something, they'll let you know beforehand to prepare. And this one they don't, so it's a little bit hard. But Katie, Agnes, and all of you who've come here tonight, thank you very much. I think every one of the finalists here are worthy recipients, and we should be proud that they're all living in Canberra and working in Canberra. Close the Gap has been a fantastic campaign, because what it's done is drawn attention to the plight of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people and the inequality in health outcomes. The 17-year gap in life expectancy of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people is just not acceptable, particularly when you look at other developed countries like the US, New Zealand and Canada, where the life expectancy gap with their Indigenous peoples is only 6 years. So the question has got to be, why is there such a difference? And a lot of it's got to do with equality of opportunity, access to opportunity, and a whole range of policies that have affected Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people over many generations. And what this campaign has been about is to bring together the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peak health bodies as well as the mainstream peak health bodies. So we've got about 80 peak organisations working with us to raise awareness, to lobby with government, and to make sure that they start to focus their attention and do it properly. It's only in its infancy really. It started off in 2006 after I did a report in 2005, and it's got a long way to go. But if we all work together, we can make a difference. And that's what my life is dedicated to, is to try to get organisations, individuals to start to work together, to be empowered, to be able to take the most opportunity out of what life presents. And I think one of the key ways of doing that is from a human rights perspective and from a social justice perspective, because equality should be enjoyed by all members of society, and it's not. And a number of the bodies that I work with all work in that same vein, and talking about Close the Gap is really only half the story, because there are many other groups that I'm involved with, and some of them with all of the finalists. In fact, tonight I'm with Ken Henry on the Reconciliation Australia board. Ken's on that. Libby was, when she first set up the White Ribbon campaign, she invited me to become an ambassador way back in about 2004. So we've been working together, and Gordon Gregory has been a real champion, working with me on health and rural health and remote health particularly, and as patron of the Rural Health Education Foundation. That's what we're on about, and it's about trying to make sure that everybody, as I said, enjoyed equality of opportunity, but also to make sure that society understands our history, our past history, and what we have to do into the future, to be able to understand that there's no room for racism, there's no room for discrimination in the society, and we all have to work together, and if we do work together, if we have a common goal, we can succeed. Thank you very much for your participation, and I'll close with two things. One is that behind every individual that stands up here, there's a team of people that are here. We represent the people who do all the hard slog and provide all the notes for us on what we need to talk about and how we need to present it, do a lot of the strategising, and I think that's important to recognise. And the other that's been mentioned a number of times is family. I want to recognise my wife, who's tolerated 40 plus years of me travelling on aeroplanes, spending most of my time elsewhere, and and the family. And I think that's a really important issue that we should all remember, is to remember our family, love our family, and to spend time, as many of the mentors do here, to develop up our youth, because our youth are going to be our future, and they're the ones we have to develop the resilience with, the understanding, and to create the opportunities for them to be able to be our leaders of the future. So thank you.